Alright, welcome back everybody to City Skylines. If you notice it's an empty map, if you've been a viewer of this channel, if you're still around, I actually had a problem with the save file with some updates that they've done. You know, the latest one, I think it was the one before that, I can't remember exactly, but there was definitely some issues that we had there. It just killed the save file, and I just never had time to go fix it or see if there's a way to fix it. And that's kind of why the content just kind of dropped off on this channel, but hopefully I'm gonna go ahead and start a new city here, and hopefully with doing that, it'll work out fairly nice for us here. So we're gonna start in Diamond Coast here. I've got basically everything unlocked here. This is actually what I've been building my other city in that I've been doing off screen, I guess you could say. I'm just kind of get a feel for the land here. I kind of want to do a little different than I did in my other city, because my other city, it's turning out good. It does the way I did it. You know, I'm kind of living with a few mistakes, but I'm sure that'll be the same case in here. So I definitely know I want like the downtown to kind of be down over here. I definitely like that in the other city. That's about the only thing I'm gonna keep. I'm just trying to figure out where to put the industry and stuff. We might go ahead and buy some of these squares and kind of start the industry. I don't really want to fill this area up with industry though. So I think I don't really want to do this area either, because that's kind of limits our way in and out of there. It'd be better to have that as a suburb. So we might actually have to do it kind of like I was doing on the other city here, just to get us by. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and buy a few squares. So of course with it unlocking, it gives you a whole bunch of money. I don't really like that, but I'm gonna go ahead and play like that just to kind of get us started, so I can kind of this way I can kind of build the city how I want, and kind of go from there. Alright, so we're gonna start off with something like that. So I'm gonna do something a little non-traditional. I'm not going to be building any interchanges off of this yet. I'm gonna actually be deleting this guy here. And you'll see what I do here in a minute. It's actually a very unique thing that well, it's not unique. It's a way that one of the towns I used to live in did these highways, and it worked out really well. And it works out really well in this game too. I was actually quite surprised. So we're just gonna get rid of all. We're gonna get rid of all this guy here, and I do have the traffic manager, I think is what it's called, with all this. I'm going to attempt to use time lights. I've been trying that on the other city, but unfortunately there's a bug where they go into the negatives, and the author was saying that it was something to do with saving to the cloud. But I created a whole new city, started from scratch, never saved it to cloud. It worked. I saved out, loaded back in the next day, and it never worked again. So I think it's something, you know, a little bit bigger issue going on, but hopefully they'll get that fixed. You know, it's a fairly new mod, so you can't expect a huge amount. You know, there's still going to be ongoing development for sure. So, alright, so I think we're going to go ahead and start. We're just going to kind of, I want to start close to here. So, you know, we're going to start right about here. Just going to work, and you're going to see what I do here in a minute. Let's go a little down here. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think that'll work. Because basically, once we actually start getting this up to freeway, to actually looking like a freeway and acting like a freeway, I'm gonna run frontage roads along these. So there's gonna be road running along the freeway here. So there's of course gonna be a light right here. So and there's probably gonna be a light down here. The way I'm gonna do this. So we just want to kind of keep those at a distance, but we can't do too far, because if we do too far, then it just messes it all up. So okay, so this is what we do here. We're going to delete this out, and this is one of the reasons why I start with everything on. Started a new city, so of course I'm getting all the tutorials. But we're just going to kind of curve this around. It was actually a little bit more abrupt than I wanted there. Let's try and slim that down a little bit. It doesn't look like it's going to be too much, but that's better. That's a lot better. Alright, so what we do here is we just kind of more or less create an off-ramp, but this allows just one side to get traffic lights, and then what it does is it works a lot better than just dragging like an intersection across here. because in this game, unless you can do those time lights, even if you can do those time lights, it makes it difficult, because if you have a short little intersection, they always pause there. So it takes longer, even if they've got a completely green light on both ends. I don't know why, but they always pause, you know, back on the back road, and then they always pause on that little middle street. So you can just get a backup, even if you got things under control, technically. So yeah, this is what we're gonna do here. Probably gonna end up, well, this one shouldn't need to be very long. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and create a slip road, just like that for now, just for right turn traffic. Okay, so then we just need to focus on getting some people in here. Now we're gonna do this grid style for now, like I did in my other city that I was building on here. It's gonna be grid style, and eventually it'll probably break off from that. And if we do 2, yeah, that's not gonna work. So we're gonna just try to figure out the easiest way of going about this. Alright, so what we'll do is we'll probably go ahead and do like this for now, and then as soon as we start getting freeway, we can almost run that road along there now, along the freeway, and just kind of, it'll just become part of the freeway later on. And in fact, I think we're going to go ahead and do that, because that makes the most sense right now. And it'll just be a local street right now, but as soon as we're ready, we can just change it up, and it'll turn into a frontage road or an access road. Alright, so that's looking pretty good. We want to be on this here, so we're going to go ahead and just going to do some commercial here. I'm not sure. I guess that was at a slight angle or something. I'm not sure why that was all broke up like that. Let's do that, and we're going to go and just, I did not click it. Still didn't click it. There we go. Now we're just going to go ahead and do the rest of this like that. I'm going to go ahead and leave that corner off there. So that'll be that. We need to get some water and stuff up. So of course, how are we doing on money? Okay, I just want to make sure we're doing okay, because we did buy a lot of land there. So I think we're going to start by the rail here. That just makes the most sense in my head. Kind of seems like a spot for industry to kind of want to develop anyways. So that's what we're going to do. So we're just going to start with a small little plot of industry, nothing too major. And we're going to do the same thing that we did over there, over here. Okay. And this one we're definitely going to want to work on making the left turn lane a little bit longer, because I already know the traffic is going to back up there, because I've done this before and I've figured that out the hard way. So we're going to go ahead. Ooh, that was actually really nice. Let's see if we can we do that again? Of course not. That angle that it had just a minute ago, that was perfect. But of course, it doesn't want to work with us here. Alright, well, I guess we'll just stick with that. And then we'll do that. And I mean, it doesn't hurt to have this lane that long, or long either. Just, you know, in the real world, the longer the better, just so that the drivers can kind of get up to speed. But of course, in the game, it doesn't matter too much. I think we'll have enough to start with a coal plant, and I would like to do that, just so I don't have to worry about it. But let's go ahead and throw down our pump and our sewage dump, just so we can get that and get the pipes all squared away. Just so we can make sure that that's taken care of before we get too out of hand here. So yeah, once we actually start getting into that traffic mod, that's where things get interesting. It's definitely, it's good and bad. I've noticed some bugs with it, and I've noticed some issues that I've had with it. Of course, like the time lights and whatnot, but there's been bugs like where cars won't use a lane. You know, I know that's already sort of an issue with City Skylines, but I'm talking about, like, because you can change the lanes, and for some reason they'll turn left from the wrong lane, stuff like that. I'm not sure why. I haven't really come across too many people saying anything about it, so maybe it's just something I'm doing wrong. But it's definitely an issue that I've had. Just with city skylines in general, I've seen that kind of stuff anyways, so it could be a game limitation or it could be a mod limitation. So we're just going to go ahead and get some pipes out to here to get water to these guys. Now you see I kind of follow the road a little bit. I don't know, it just kind of seems like the right thing to do. That's typically what happens in a city anyways, because you know, they don't want to be going digging up people's houses if a line breaks. But again, it's not, you know, anything that's going to change the game here. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out how I want to do this. I think it seems like I'm trying to figure out, because I want to be able to put these power plants, I want to kind of give them their own spot. So I think what we'll do is we're going to kind of make this the trash area, but I think we'll also kind of make this the area for our power as well. So I think just for now, we're just going to kind of run a road out over here like so. It's crazy, I don't remember the rail lines being like this, so I wonder if they change each time you load up a new map. I don't think so, but I just don't remember the train lines being like this. I do remember lines running out this way, but I don't remember any coming in this way. That is crazy. Maybe it's an updated map after because I played that before the recent update. Okay, so we're gonna go and drop. I'm gonna go ahead and kind of put them at the end here. And then of course, we want to run some power lines over to here. So what I'm going to do is try and get as close to that road as possible. And then we need to get some lines ran over to the city and over to here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of run them close to the train tracks here. And run them over, and, well, not run them over, you know what I mean. Alright, so I'm just going to run this along the coast here. Eventually these power lines might, I thought that was closer, we might have, but eventually these power lines are probably going to end up gone, you know, as we build out the city. But right now everything's just so small and sparse, it's just not, I was going to say it's not needed, but it is needed a lot right now. So let's see here. Did I get myself turned around? I did get myself turned around. I was like, that's not looking right. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do that, and then hopefully by doing this, they'll build there first. Oops, not that. Hopefully they'll build there first, and hopefully they will provide power for the rest of the city. So here we go. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted them to do. So yeah, right now, you know, we got a clover leaf right here, but that's about the only, like, any sign that this is, or any kind of, you know, real freeway type item right now. You know, these are just a lot easier to construct. I mean, a big freeway interchange is not needed right now for any of this. Eventually it will be. Very soon it will need to be, but not right now. Do we not have... Is that turned on? I can't... It doesn't look like it's turned on, right? Okay. Is our water not turned on? No. Did I not run this out to the power plant? I did not. Well, that was very smart. Oh, I did. I thought so. Let's take a look here. That should be turned on. Everything's connected up, right? This should be connected. Yeah, that's all connected. That's all good. Oh, that's not. Wow, there's your problem right there. And there we go. Now they got water. That was very smart of me there. So let's see here. These guys should start building in. A little bit of commercial demand, not too much. We don't need any sort of traffic light there. We may add, let's add a stop sign here. And then maybe add a yield sign. Oops, add a yield sign over there. Excuse me. Alright, so we got these guys coming in, so should be good. Look at that population spike. I know my last city I made a huge mistake and didn't realize I cut power lines, and the population just went from like 5,000 to 0, and I basically had to start the city over again. Luckily the city had some money reserved, so it hurt for a little bit, but it wasn't too bad. So nice little industrial area over here. Nothing too extreme. It will be before too long though, and I'm sure traffic is going to be a nightmare over there. That's what happens in those areas for some reason. We do have some demand. I'm not sure why they're not building in. Oh, because I had it on pause. That would explain a lot right there. So we may see some cars, come down here and then just turn right in here. Yeah, like that. So, okay. We got one more vacant spot here. And once that's filled up, then I'll start looking at building out a little bit more. But, yeah, there we go. Okay. So, what is it? Yeah, I know. It's going to have a lot of messages right now because of starting a whole new city, which would be nice for them to fix in the game. It's not a huge issue, but it does become annoying after a while, especially if you've already played the game for a little bit and you just happen to reinstall it or start a new city. That just seems to be the way that it goes. So, all right. So too much. Oh man, I'm not sure what it is about this game, or if it's my mouse, but sometimes I click and it just does not register. As you've been seeing, there's been like 3 or 4 times now that I've had that happen. Let's see here. Alright, so we got that going. And we got some more coming in, so that should increase the housing demand. You guys complaining about anything over here? Y'all good? Y'all good. So we're about 500 people right now, which isn't too bad. We're still waiting to turn a profit here, but we'll be getting there before we know it. So in my last city, my other city that I've been building, I built a freeway that was kind of like a loop that came all the way down back up here, kind of along the coast a little bit, and came up here and then connected back in here. It's actually not quite connected up to this one yet, but it will be soon, which was a good idea in theory, but I should have brought it probably over here more, because there's a huge amount of the city that's over here that doesn't have good freeway access. Either they're gonna have to drive really far to get to it and clog up the roads, or they're just gonna have to work somewhere in the city because they're not gonna be able to get to the freeway. So we may do something like I did in the other city here, or we may do something completely different. I don't know what this one's going to entail yet. Well, I'm definitely excited to. I've already started a few things different here. I've got the same basic principle and layout, but the way I've started has been different, and I do like it. Let me, while I got this, let's go ahead and change these lanes here. We don't want them turning right there and stopping up traffic, so we're just gonna keep them on moving there. Yeah, they're gonna turn that way for a little bit. I'm not sure why they would go down, back around, and turn there. I think they were trying to park there. It should take effect here. It usually takes a couple minutes because especially if they've already got their path figured out. But yeah, they were. Look at that. They're going up and over and then turning around and coming back down. I don't get that. Alright, yeah, we know we got some parks and stuff. We're not ready for that. Wow, we got a lot of housing demand, so let's go ahead and take care of that right now. Let's definitely take care of that. So we're gonna build out a few squares here. I'm just gonna get go about 3 more out here, and then of course we're going to run this guy here. Is it saying we already need trash? I thought that was a little bit. Oh, new service. Okay. Yeah, we don't need it quite yet. We're gonna need it here very soon, but not quite yet. Okay, so about every 2 blocks we can run this, and that's usually about good. Alright, 2 more blocks. Alright. So, of course we got new services. Are they complaining about trash? Oh, crime rate. Okay. We can fix that. It's a pretty simple fix. We'll just go ahead and... They're just building up their house, and I'm going to delete it. Yep. For the safety of the people. Sorry. So crime rate is high. That should be taken care of here shortly. So now we got police out, and we're probably going to want to put down a school here very soon, but I want to get some money building up first. We don't have any commercial demand, but I'm going to go ahead and get prepared for it. Well, we still have a couple blocks open, but I'm still going to get prepared for it. I'm going to go and open up to there. And eventually this road is probably going to be widened out to 2 lanes. After about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, probably about 10 to 15 squares, we'll put another cross street in. But again, we don't really need that quite yet. This road's probably going to end up gone, just to kind of force them to use this. I don't know yet. Depends on if we need to one-way these roads or not. Ooh, we got a fire. We need to get a fire station in here as well. Just go and put that next to the, where's the police station? Is that the, I've already lost the police station, but, yeah, that's it right there, right? Yeah. Is it? Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like the normal one I use. I guess I clicked on the wrong one. Oh well. I guess that is. I never actually really looked at it before. That is what it looks like, though. Because that's the one I use all the time. That's crazy. Alright, so should we put it right here? We can't put it facing that road. So let's just go and put it across the street here. So that way, they probably won't get to this fire on time. In fact, I don't even see it. Oh yeah, I do, over here. But, oh yeah, they already got to it. Nice. Yes, we know. But yeah, unfortunately, they didn't get to it in time. Wow, just a pile of rubble. Should auto delete here in a minute. Alright, so we got a good amount of traffic coming down this road now. We're going on 1,000 people, which is pretty good. We're doing something right. We're starting to get some commercial demand now. And let's go ahead and put in some more industry. Allow them to build in, bring more people in. Alright, we're going to need to get a garbage service going, but we're kind of a little strapped for cash at the moment. Let's see here. Alright, yeah, we're just booming right now. Hopefully that doesn't go away, but it probably will. Okay. I do like the way this is looking, but yeah, so we'll start with the grids. We're probably going to do a little suburb type thing over here. I'm probably going to, something I learned in the other one, I'm probably going to reroute this closer up here and then kind of swoop in and around and kind of separate these out, because I was building, I had to delete it because I was building some stuff here, and I was getting a lot of cross traffic, especially for trucks who were coming out of this area. There was a little suburb here. They would go here and then go here instead of going around the interchange, and it was causing a lot of traffic problems. So probably gonna have to do something like that here, or we may just have to simply run this guy right straight into here. I'm not sure exactly how we're gonna do that yet, but we'll figure it out. Let's go ahead and get some more residential zoned out, and we should be good on water. So we're just about, well, we just crossed 1,000 people, which is great. We should be getting some money coming in before too long. We're still in the red. But that's hopefully going to change. We still got money in the reserve, so we should be okay for a little bit. Let's go ahead and build along this road here, just like that for now. Yeah, I think it's also because of this power plant that we're losing a little bit of money. But as soon as we can get some money coming in, we should be okay. We're not too far right now. Okay, we definitely have some commercial demand now. So what I'm gonna do, we need to get a cemetery going. I'm gonna go ahead and, oh man, again with the clicking. Right. We won't get too bad of a death wave already. Wrong one. There we go. So let's just go and put it in the neighborhood here and kind of keep it off the road. So if we have to change any roads up or any main roads, we don't have to worry about it too much. Okay, and then we'll just go ahead and kind of do the rest of these as commercial. Hopefully that'll work too. Work great like that. Alright, repower the city. People aren't too upset. Yeah, we got a little dip. I think that was from the little bit of a death wave that we had going on there. Repause. Does it pause it every time I go in there? Nice, okay. Just wish it resumed after I came out, but oh well. So we're gaining some people here. We're gonna probably want to start educating them very soon. We don't have to worry about it too much right now. Let's see here. You could probably turn off the turning from this lane just to kind of make sure traffic keeps flowing through. The same with this lane here. Let's go and turn that off. Okay. So, well, we got a nice little city going here. I think I'm going to go ahead and end the episode here. If you guys want me to continue this series, go and hit the like, subscribe, comment button. If there's any mods or anything that you have questions about or you recommend, go and leave those down below as well. I will try to get a little bit of a list of some of the mods I'm using. That may or may not happen right at this point. I think I said I was going to do that before. We'll just have to see how time goes for us here. But definitely, if you want to continue watching this, go and hit that subscribe button. And as always, thanks for watching.